Hello guys, Unknown Gamer here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a game review on Just Cause 4. I have some very mixed feelings on Just Cause right now because there's some bad things about the game and some really a lot of good things as well. And first off, we're going to talk about the game graphically. To me, the graphics of Just Cause 4 are not really that good. Alright, honestly the graphics look very outdated. I mean, well, it's not as bad as Fallout, 76 or Fallout 4 or anything like that, but they're very outdated in its, in this generation. It looks outdated. It doesn't really look like the last game. I mean, last game, Just Cause 3, looked probably way more better. There were a lot of blurry spots, that I noticed. A lot of like blurry character models, and I don't know, this is probably a problem with the game. I mean, sometimes I see the character models very high resolution, sometimes I see them like blurry for some reason. Maybe that's just a glitch with the game right now. It'll probably be patched or whatever, but graphically it's not really that impressive, and cutscenes at times look very horrible with the motion blur, and I honestly, I just recommend getting this game on PC. It doesn't really look good on consoles. I mean, I don't know. It looks like it's just a graphical glitches right now. It's not. I mean, it doesn't look like it's supposed to look that way. But like motion blur doesn't work properly, and it just looks very odd at times. But but it does look nice in some areas. It doesn't, it doesn't just look, blurry everywhere. It does look really nice in like scenic areas. And, the lighting is, sometimes lighting's bad in some areas. Sometimes lighting looks really good in some areas. The graphics are pretty, standard. They're medium. But I'll give that, I'll give that opinion to you on what you think of the graphics. But the explosions are very high quality. Even though all around you the graphics are very weird looking and some parts don't look good, but otherwise I'll give like a medium rating for the graphics. The story is, well, to be honest, I never really cared about the story of Just Cause. I mean, there's no point caring about the story of Just Cause, mostly because it's pretty much it's pretty much one of those games that shouldn't be taken too seriously. If you're looking for a game for story, this is not the game for you. All right. Look, there are certain. Obviously, the game has cutscenes and it does have its own story, but it's not particularly interesting. I mean, this one's real down. The story in this game, I think, is a real downgrade from Just Cause 3, and that's nothing to be bad about. But this game is probably more focusing on gameplay instead of those story elements, which I do like. So a lot of times some games has a great story, but it has a really terrible gameplay in some games. But with Just Cause, it just ignores, it doesn't ignore the story, but it just doesn't really. You don't really notice the story, and the characters are just easily forgettable, and that's the only quirk about it. But I mean, I never really cared. The only character's name I know is Rico Rodriguez, and that's it. I mean, all the other characters who I met, I just don't know the names of, and that's how memorable the story's gonna be. But I still recommend you buying this game, even if the story's not really a thing that you should focus on, because it's very fun at times. It's very fun to play. Especially when you just want to look like a total badass and just run around and shit. It's very fun. It's a very fun gameplay experience. And obviously with your little grappling hooks and all that stuff. But the story is not really, to be bothered with. I mean, it's nothing to go deep into. It's no point. Now on to the gameplay. The gameplay is very, well, simple but really entertaining. I think the game, obviously, Just Cause, as a series and all that stuff, was more focused on the fun aspects and not to be taken seriously. So they're probably going to make it. I mean, like, aiming down sights is probably the most pointless thing in this game at times. And obviously, the main you know, the main purpose of the game is basically called, well, it's called entitled Just Cause. It's cause chaos, and you know that's pretty much its, you know, simple gameplay really, you know, from the whole franchise. So you know it's great to see it, you know, returning back. But one problem that I do have is when you're blowing things up, it doesn't really reward you as much. I mean, it does reward you with the simple explosion, but to me it doesn't really, I mean, it may give you some XP probably, but it doesn't really reward you for blowing up certain objects in the game. I mean, even though that was the focus of Just Cause 3, because that was the one of the main ways you had to take out camps, but I think they're doing it a different way where you play these missions and take over places. And you know, other like gameplay mechanics that he added in, like there's different types of grapple hooks that you can use to help you out in battle, I guess. Some of them are basically just to mess around with, like the balloon one where you can attach balloons to certain vehicles, items and all that stuff, and which make them float away, and you can do some really weird stuff with them. There's also the basic pull type grapple hook, I forgot what it's called, but you know, it basically pulls items towards, you guys know what I mean. The thruster one, which is, well, it's self-explanatory. It's basically like, you know, Just Cause 3's, you know, thruster where you just place it on something, but it's attached to a grapple hook, which doesn't really make sense to me. I don't really like what they did with this system. I just thought that they just should have made it like a grenade or something like that. But you know, I got used to the mechanic, and you know, obviously now I think it's pretty good to use. Nothing really much about the grapple hook. I mean, there's nothing changed about it. And yeah, that's all I have to say about the new grapple hooks that you can use. Other things as well. You know, the gameplay is very fluid. I haven't really seen any frame rate drops. Only in the menus though. I don't know why. I tend to lose frames at like the main menu, or just the menu by itself when you're on the map. It seems to be very laggy on the menu. Again, this could be like, you know, fixed through a simple patch, but the menu is very laggy. I don't know why, but it just is. I mean, normal gameplay, and I haven't really seen any, you know, issues, you know, with, you know, losing frame rates and all that stuff. And you know, it's nothing really to worry about, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously that stuff will be fixed in a patch or so. And you know, the pause menu is very weird to use. I don't really like how they set it up. I wish I can just use the bumpers to navigate around instead of just having to press like the RT button to change your grapples. I wish they kind of just went for a simpler design where you can just swipe across to a certain thing. But obviously I'm just nitpicking. Some people are probably like that, but you know, I don't really like how like the pause menu is set up. I don't really like how you navigate through it. But you know, obviously, I mean, I just had to get used to that. But obviously I just don't like the UI setup. And there's other things as well that really did confuse me. It'd be going past like the grapple things, but you know, it's where you have to like hold up or automatically. It's really weird how they did it. I don't really like how they did the grapple system at all. It's weird to get used to, but hopefully get used to once I play more of the game. There's also unique weather types, like you can get tornadoes and you can get thunder and all that stuff, which is really cool little part. It adds like nature with normal warfare, I guess, and I think that's a really good implementation that Square Enix has done here. Wait, is it? Yeah, Square Enix. But you know, with like tornadoes, you can go around them and all that stuff. It's really cool. I really love that implementation, and you know, hope they do more of that stuff in the future. You know, other bits of the gameplay, like, you know, just simply flying around in your wingsuit, using your parachute. All the controls are very beautifully done, and you know, there's no issues. I mean, they're pretty much improved over the last few games, and it's very easy to use. And obviously, I don't think you'll find any problems when you're navigating the world. I mean, like, cars are basically useless in these games. There's no point having cars at times. I mean, the only time you probably drive cars is probably just in missions, which is still pointless either way. As I say this again, the game is very, very easy, and it's very fun as well at the same time. You get these mini challenges here and there, which, you know, like wingsuit challenges, stunt challenges and all that stuff. mean which you can do just for XP or anything like that. And you know, I kind of ignored all them, but whatever it is, it's a really fun experience just going into like military bases and blowing shit up. That's what everyone wants from this game. That's why they come to Just Cause. And yeah, I'll probably give this like a, I don't know, 6 or 8 out of 10, or 6 or 7. I don't know. What I don't know range shall I give this game. Probably give it like a 7 or 8. I mean, it's simple, but you know, there's still some things that I wish they did, you know, better in some areas, like the UI and all that stuff, like the graphics as well. The graphics look very look really outdated in this game. So, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. You know, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Honestly, this video was just a pain in the ass to make, really. I mean, fucking software doesn't really cooperate with me at times, and it just really does get on my nerves. But guys, honestly, it's been great. We hit 60 subscribers, and that's something that I'm very happy about. And you know, sometimes videos can get a bit low in quality. Sometimes they're really high in quality. Like this one is just a failure. I keep on lisping my fucking words and shit like that. But you know, it is what it is. And guys, I thank you for the support on the channel and all that shit. You know, and this channel is basically, you know, is my hobby right now, and I really do love it to pieces. And yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. If you like the video, like the video, still have a really bad outro. You know, leave a comment on your opinions on Just Cause 3, and subscribe for more, you know, gaming content. Let's try and hit 70 this time. Alright, I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you then.